Hello sellers, a very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Malvika and I welcome you all to the online training of seller preparations for Amazon Great Indian Festival Sale. We can wait for another 2 to 3 minutes. We are expecting some more sellers to join in. Once they're in, we will start off with today's session.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to the session. I'll quickly introduce myself. My name is Deepthi Tandon and I look after the furniture category as part of Amazon India. We'll talk about a few categories in detail today, and furniture will be one of those categories. So I'll quickly start the agenda. What we intend to discuss today is that one of the biggest online festival and Indian festival Diwali is on the way, as most all of you know, and it also happens to be one of the biggest e-commerce event that we host in India, right? And it's popularly known as Great Indian Festival Sale. To give you a perspective, Amazon as a platform does a majority of their revenues and sales during this event, and hence from a seller perspective, which is the audience of this discussion, it becomes very important that if you have not explored the e-commerce option fully, now might be the time to come on board, right? Moving on. We will be covering a part of the portfolio. So Amazon sells everything, right? We sell mobiles, electronics, computers, everything. But the categories that we'll be covering today will be precisely what falls under home and kitchen portfolio. And when I say home and kitchen, the categories present on the right side of the screen and pictures on the left side tell you that which are the categories that fall under it. It is all related to your home products, which is your home furnishing, bed sheets, whatever you use in your kitchen, home improvement like your mop supplies, etc., lawn and garden such as your plants. Automotive is the tires that you use in the car or the car accessories. Major appliances is nothing but your air conditioners, refrigerators. Furniture is self-explanatory. Business and industrial supply, we'll talk about that a little later, and sports, which is all your yoga mats, rackets, cricket bats, etc. Today we'll be covering 4 categories in detail. We'll come to that on the next slides. I think we can move on. Yeah. So before we get into category specific, I'll just talk about how these categories are important from the online perspective today. Now on the left side, what you see is a YOY, which is a year-on-year growth of the categories. Now the categories that we just spoke about, if you look at them, they were growing at a cumulative rate of 60% year-on-year, plus 60%. So if you look at it in offline channels, usually a 20% year-on-year growth rate is very high. But if you look at online, it is actually 60% for us. Now that was pre when Corona hit the world, right? Once Corona hit, a lot of sales on the online channels have really gone up, and we are sustaining that. And so if you look at the right side of the graph, our actually year-on-year growth rate has gone up to 100% in most of the categories. And if you now look at the right side of the table, which is what the growth rates are. So when I say 2.8 on this, it means actually 180% growth year-on-year. When I say 2.2 in furniture, it is 2.2x, which is actually 120% year-on-year. So that is how all the categories are growing today in value and in volume, right? That's about it. We'll move on to the next slides. Yeah. So since today's webinar is about the 4 categories that you see on the right, which is large appliances, furniture, automotive, business and industrial supply. So we'll spend 2 minutes on every category to give you some insights that might help you develop the business in the next coming month. We can move on to large appliances to start with. Yeah. Next slide. Cool. So large appliances is something that all of you know what it is, right? All the appliances that you use in a household are large appliances. And this slide talks about the biggest 4 subcategories that from an online perspective. So today in online we sell we sell the largest portfolio of microwaves, followed by refrigerators and air conditioners and laundry appliances, right, which is your washing machines. What these tables talk about is that within each of the subcategories, what is the average selling price, and what is the average selling price that the customer is coming on the website to buy, and what are some of the brands or private labels that have a play in these categories. So as it is quite intuitive, large appliances is actually sort of a brand dominated category. As you can see that in laundry, which is washing machine, all your known brands like Whirlpool, Samsung, LG, Bosch, etc. sell very well. Average selling price is around 22,000 to 35,000 for front load washing machine, and for top load it is somewhere between 8,000 to 19,000, depends on whether it is fully automated or semi-automated. Likewise, we move on to refrigerators. You can see the average selling price on the screen. It is between 10,000 to 17,000 for your smaller refrigerator, single door. For your frost-free refrigerators, it starts anywhere between 20 and sell up to 33. And then are the premium refrigerators, which is your side-by-side refrigerators, right? Which are slightly upwards of 45 to 50,000, right? Moving on, microwaves, there are 3 types: solo, convention and grills, and everyone is having a different ASP. Now what is worth noting here is, likewise for AC, you can see the selling price on the screen, so I will not mention it. If you look at slightly at the bottom of the slide, you should look at the year-on-year growth rates of these categories. Today, washing machines are growing at 80% year-on-year. Refrigerators at 65%, and if you look at microwaves, which is one of the highest selling, highest growing category and the fastest growing category, it is 170% year-on-year. And trust me when I say this, we need more supply. If any of you are into these categories and can source or resell these brands in any part of the country, then you should come online if you haven't already with your full inventory. Moving on, some of the smaller categories in large appliances are, when I say smaller, it means smaller to what we were talking before. It is dishwashers, which is one of the categories that has all of a sudden become very big, especially after Corona. As you can figure out, there's a problem with manpower, there's a problem with the household health. So a lot of people have started using dishwashers and want to buy it. And when you want to buy dishwashers, the only channel available is actually online. We don't have too many players in offline selling dishwashers as is, right? Likewise, chimneys. Chimneys is something that is growing year on year, not at par with other subcategories, but still 40%. And a lot of customers today prefer auto clean chimneys, that on the press of a button, it gets cleaned on your own and you do not require any help or any manual effort. The last bit is, and one of the key categories is the accessories, which is your stands for your washing machines, refrigerators and covers. Yeah, so unlike the previous slide, if you look at these categories, accessories is actually private label dominated, so anyone can come and sell accessories. If you look at chimneys also, some of the smaller private label brands have now become national brands, as you can see, Cav, Elica, Glen. And that's, yeah, so that's pretty much sums up large appliances. Maybe I'll pause for a second and then we move on to furniture. If there are any questions, which his voice is still echoing, or is it fine, Ashish?
So, Deepti, it is echoing a bit, and there is a bit of lag. If you try to speak closely, and if possible on mic, then it will be a great microphone if you can use.
Hello, is it better now? Better?
Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll go ahead with this. Go a bit slow. I think that for audience, so that will help. Okay.
Okay, I will try to go a bit slow, sure. Moving on to furniture. So if the first category that we would like to talk about in furniture is mattresses. So just to give you a perspective, mattresses is the largest, one of the largest subcategory that sells online today. So we, so if you look at the screen, we sell all types of mattresses online today, whether it is the, sure. Should I can move to Hindi, shouldn't be a problem. Okay, तो अगर आप मैट्रिसेस देखें तो मैट्रिसेस में हम हर तरह के मैट्रिसेस बेचते हैं Amazon.in पे। एंड इफ यू सी कॉटन मैट्रिसेस, जो मुझे लगता है आप सबने ही कभी ना कभी लाइफ में यूज किया होगा, स्प्रिंग मैट्रिसेस, मेमोरी फोम मैट्रिसेस, ये वो कैटेगरी है जो पहले सिर्फ आउटसाइड इंडिया मिलती थी। मेमोरी फोम मैट्रिसेस ऐसी कैटेगरी थी जो इंडिया में बहुत एक्सपेंसिव थी, मतलब 40-50 हजार के मैट्रिसेस मिलते थे एक टाइम पे। और डुअल कंफर्ट मैट्रेस, मतलब जिसे आप दोनों साइड से यूज कर सकते हैं, हार्ड मैट्रेस ऑन वन साइड, सॉफ्ट मैट्रेस ऑन दी अदर साइड। तो अब अगर आप ये देखें तो ये सारे मैट्रेसेस हमारे पास आज की डेट में कम से कम 40,000 मैट्रेसेस का सिलेक्शन लिस्टेड है Amazon.in पर। और अभी भी हर दिन कम से कम 2 नए सेलर या 5 नए सेलर आके मैट्रेसेस लिस्ट करते हैं। तो अगर आप में से कोई भी इस कैटेगरी में डील करता है तो नाउ इज द टाइम कि आप ऑनलाइन आ सकते हैं, अपना मैट्रेस लिस्ट कर सकते हैं और उसे बेच सकते हैं। इसका भी ईयर ऑन ईयर ग्रोथ रेट 60% है मिनिमम, और दिवाली पे हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि इसका ईयर ऑन ईयर रेट एक्चुअली 100% चला जाएगा। सो दैट इज अबाउट मैट्रेस। मैं बस ASP बता देती हूँ। मेमोरी फोम मैट्रेसेस 9,000 का ASP पे बिकता है, कॉटन मैट्रेसेस 2,000, स्प्रिंग मैट्रेसेस लगभग 10,000 और डुअल कंफर्ट मैट्रेसेस 8,000। नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। अब क्योंकि हम मैट्रेसेस बेचते हैं तो ऑब्वियस सी बात है कि बेड्स का भी उतना ही सेल है। जो मैट्रेस खरीद रहा है मोस्ट लाइकली वो बेड्स भी खरीदेगा। फिर भी बेड्स इज स्टिल अ लिटिल स्मॉलर इन ऑनलाइन टुडे कंपेयर टू मैट्रेसेस। उसका रीजन बहुत सिंपल है कि स्टैंडर्ड साइज के प्रोडक्ट्स बहुत ही इजीली बिकते हैं ऑनलाइन में। मैट्रेसेस के साइजेस काफी स्टैंडर्ड होते हैं, एक ही साइज एंड शेप में आता है। जबकि बेड एज इट इज नोन पॉपुलरली कि आज भी इंडिया में बेड्स अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल गेट देम मेड फ्रॉम देयर लोकल कारपेंटर। आप घर पे बुला के बेड्स बनवाते हैं। बट इवन देन इन द लास्ट 3 years हमने देखा है कि अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर एक्चुअली बाइंग बेड्स ऑनलाइन एंड इट इज ऑल्सो 40 to 50% ईयर ऑन ईयर ग्रोइंग कैटेगरी। तो हर तरह के बेड्स हमारे पास बिकते हैं, वेदर आयरन या मेटल के बेड्स हो, नॉर्मल आपके कॉट्स हो जो आप ऑफलाइन भी खरीदते हैं, फिर आते हैं आपके वुडन बेड्स, इंजीनियर्ड वुड के बेड्स, और फिर आते हैं जो हम में से काफी लोगों ने यूज करे हैं आपके अच्छी लकड़ी के बेड्स विच इज शीशम वुड बेड्स। ओके, राइट साइड में आप ASP देख सकते हैं टेबल के। इंजीनियरिंग वुड बेड का ASP अराउंड 7,999। सॉलिड वुड थोड़ा सा महंगा आता है तो उसका एवरेज सेलिंग प्राइस थोड़ा ज्यादा है। और उसके बाद मेटल बेड और फोल्डेबल बेड। अगर आप एक चीज ऑब्जर्व करें तो 3 ही स्टैंडर्ड साइज हैं बेड के जो बिकते हैं, सिंगल, क्वीन एंड किंग। मूविंग ऑन टू नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। अब जिस कैटेगरी में के बारे में मैं बात कर रही हूँ फर्नीचर में, ये हमारी लार्जेस्ट ग्रोइंग कैटेगरी है। उसका रीजन है, सो इसको हम कहते हैं ऑफिस फर्नीचर, मतलब कि वो फर्नीचर जो आप लोग अपने ऑफिस में यूज करते होंगे, विच इज ऑफिस चेयर्स, स्टडी डेस्क एंड शायद ये लैपटॉप टेबल्स भी।
Dipti, just a minute. So what you can do, you can just speak some which are critical. Keep presentation in English. Keep something which is critical in Hindi also, because the audience feedback is a mix. So just keep it in English, but wherever it's critical, just repeat the same in Hindi also.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, sure. Okay, so office furniture is, as intuitive, one of the largest and the fastest growing category in furniture. And the reason, a lot of the reason is contributed because of the corona pandemic. Now after corona, as you people are aware, a lot of companies and a lot of people are today actually working from home, right? And working from home, you require a chair and a table to sit on work the entire day. So that is reflecting in the numbers as well. If you look at office chairs, it is a 243% year-on-year growing category. If you look at laptop tables, it is a 640% year-on-year growing category. And likewise, study desk is also a 260% year-on-year growing category. So, and the selection depth is unlimited. Whatever, if you are able to deal or bring any of the category, any of the products in any of these categories, it will sell automatically in a week or so, because there is not enough supply. From a Diwali perspective, we are actually expecting कि all these categories will spike around 10 times. So दिवाली में ये सारे categories 10 to 11 times spike करेंगे। मतलब अगर आज की डेट में हमें 1000 ऑर्डर आते हैं तो we are expecting 10,000 orders in Diwali. Moving on To next slide. Next is living room furniture. So similar to office furniture, living room furniture has also picked up well after the COVID pandemic. Okay, and the reason being that people are spending a lot of time in their home office and in their living room. So all the relevant categories, which are recliners, TV units, sofa cum beds, sofa sets, and coffee tables, are picking up very fast. As you can see, the average growth rate is between 80% to 100% in all these categories. The price points are mentioned on the right side. If you look at TV units, we sell smaller TV units of 4,000 rupees and solid wood TV units of 20,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees. Recliners starting at 9,999 going up to 45,000, 50,000. Sofa sets starting at 10,999 going up to 25 to 30,000. Likewise, sofa cum beds. So this is also one of the Diwali critical categories. In Diwali, usually we see the category spiking by 8 times to 9 times. So this is about living room furniture. Moving on to the last slide of furniture. Yeah, that sums up furniture. The third category that we will talk about is automotive. So as you can see in the screen, all the relevant automotive parts or accessories, for example, your helmets, your face mask, your mask while driving a bike, tires, the perfumes you use in the car, etc., fall under automotive. So we'll start with the most critical category, which is called vehicle tools. It has car vacuum cleaner, air purifier, tire inflator. The average selling price of this category is somewhere between 5,000 to 9,000, and it is a category which is dominated both by brands like Bosch and certain private labels. So if you are not a reseller of a brand and you have your own private label or you want to start your own private label, it is a category to get in. Moving on to helmets. Helmets is also a category. It is one of the fastest growing category. Sorry, can I go back to the previous slide? Helmets is also one of the fastest growing categories, and we sell branded helmets as well as private label helmets, right? Moving to car and bike tires. Though the category is slightly slow right now, but in Diwali it is one of the highest spike categories, where we expect 5 to 6 times spike during the event of Great Indian Festival. The last category is the accessories, which is your car covers, bike covers, etc., which is something which is an evergreen category. People always buy car covers and replace it when their actual car covers go old or gets torn down. So that is an evergreen category to get in, heavily dominated by private labels. There is no brand play in this category, not much brand play. Moving on to the next slide. Right. So the last three subcategories in automotive are vehicle cleaning and care kits. It is self-explanatory. The ASPs, as you can see, somewhere between 299 to 899, depending upon whether they are towels, kits, or exterior fittings. We also sell wax and polish. Again, this is a private label dominated category with some of the key brands like 3M, Softspun also present. This is also one of the evergreen categories which has been growing at 63% year on year, and we do expect a 4 to 5x spike in Diwali. Last two are your oils and lightning accessories, which are not one of the biggest categories in automotive, but if you have a relevant selection, maybe you would like to put it on the platform to see whether the traction comes or not, whether you are able to sell it or not. So that sums up automotive. We will move on to the last category of discussion. So this is business, industry and scientific supplies. So this is one of those categories which is very relevant today. As you can see on the screen, all your masks, gloves, PPE kits, thermometer, oximeter, all those products which actually is something that every person wants today, every customer wants, just to be sure that neither them nor anyone in their family is affected by the coronavirus, is something that falls under these categories, and that is also visible on the year-on-year growth rate. So if you look at the left part of the slide, which is PPE, personal protective equipment, and you look at the year-on-year growth rate, it is 1000% year-on-year growth category. इसका मतलब है आज की डेट में Amazon.in पे सबसे ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट्स जो बिक रहे हैं, that is actually personal protective equipment, and 1000% is actually, it might just increase in the coming time. So if any of, and these are fairly easy categories to get in. You can make the pack of gloves, you can make the pack of masks, and you can start selling if you have it. The ASPs of course are a bit low, but of course these categories sell in packs. So mask as a pack of 20, gloves as a pack of 50 or 100, and there are few brands in this category, but a lot of it is actually dominated by private labels. So this is about PPE, which is one of the largest categories in the base domain. Moving on is your industrial tools, which also has seen a very good spike post-corona. Some of the products that fall in this are your welding machine, your angle grinder, rotatory hammer. This might be used by some of the SMEs or some of the relevant companies or maybe certain households who require. As you can see, even this category is growing at almost 2.5x, which is 140% year on year. The third one is the medical supplies. So as I already spoke about it, a lot of us or a lot of customers today are buying oximeter, thermometer, which is something that not every Indian used to purchase before. But post-corona, it is like a mandatory thing to have. It is like a sanitizer, right? So all those things are selling very well, and that you can see in the year-on-year numbers, which is 306%, right? The last part is the packaging supplies. So these are things like barcode, label generator, etc., which have a fair share of demand. So as the category name indicates, a lot of these are actually industrial need products, but we also see demand coming from a lot of customers as well. Having said that, this is also a category where 10% of the share actually comes from Amazon B2B. So if some of you don't know, Amazon, what we are discussing right now is B2C, right? Customers are directly buying from Amazon. We also have a B2B counterpart where there are companies buying directly from Amazon in bulk orders. So for this particular category, 10% of their revenue actually comes from the B2B sale. And for B2B, the sellers upload a slightly discounted price for a bulk purchase. Moving on to the last slide. Another set of subcategories falling in the industrial and scientific supplies is janitorial sanitation, electric testing equipment, and commercial kitchen products. So janitorial sanitation is your sanitizers, the rubs, the alcohol rubs, which are being sold heavily these days because of the corona pandemic. And you can also see again in the year-on-year growth rate numbers, it is a 700% year-on-year growing category. And we expect a further spike in Diwali of about 3x, right? Next is your electric testing equipment, which covers your multimeter, oscilloscope. Sounds like a niche category, but if you look at the year-on-year growth rate numbers, it is 120-130%, which means there is enough demand for these products. And it's very simple, right? If you want to buy these products today, if a small vendor has to buy, you may not even have enough supply around you in offline. So you will come online, purchase it from Amazon, right? The last category is your commercial kitchen supplies, which is your deep freezers and coffee vending machines. There is a huge gap in this category. मतलब आज की डेट में हमारे पास enough suppliers ही नहीं है इस category में. We need suppliers and sellers, private labels, who can get coffee machines, vending machines, steam machines, and deep freezers for us. Yeah, so I think that sums up. If Abhishek, Shardul or Ashish, you guys want to talk about, and if there are any questions specific to categories, we can take. Thanks, Malvika. I think I'll pause here. I'll let Ashish take over or you take over.
Hi everyone, Ashish this side. So I will be taking up from here onwards. So Malvika, let's move to next slides. So as we deeply discussed about certain categories like large appliance, furniture, industrial supplies and automotive categories. And in the previous webinar, we have covered the major major categories like home, kitchen. We discussed home improvements, sports. So that webinar also we had a category view. Now in the second part of the presentation, in next 20 to 30 minutes, we will be discussing about fundamentals of event planning and what are the key things that we can do to make ourselves successful during the events. This will be applicable across category, across product type, and it holds true not only for event. From the regular days also you can use these best practices to make yourself successful on platform. So first part of this is inventory planning. So this is the most critical part of having a business on Amazon or selling on Amazon. How you are planning your inventory, whether you're planning your products in the right fulfillment channel or not. Just for everyone's understanding, I will just elaborate here a bit. So on Amazon, you can fulfill your products through multi-channels. Multi-channels, I mean, you can fulfill your products through fulfillment center, you can fulfill your products through SellerFlex, you can fulfill your products through EasyShip Prime, or you can fulfill your products through SelfShip also. So these all four channels gives you option to fulfill your products to directly to the customers. Now depending on where you are placed at, which product types you are dealing on, how your margin structure is there, you can use any of these and all of these. It's up to you. अगर आप चाहे तो आप चारों में आप डील कर सकते हैं. Some products in FC, some products in SellerFlex, some products in SelfShip. It depends completely on you. Now, during this presentation or during this slides, I want to tell you what is the best fulfillment channel in terms of delivery promise to the customer. If we keep everything common, how we can make sure which channel is better in getting the product delivered faster to the customer. So fastest channel for delivering to the customer is the FBA channel, where you see on the display page fulfilled by Amazon tag. That you can get it if you are selling the products through Amazon Fulfillment Center or SellerFlex. SellerFlex is replica of what we are doing into FBA in our Amazon Fulfillment Center. So based on your whatever the sales that you have done in last 4 weeks, you should build up your inventory in warehouse. Just to give you example, let's say in last 30 days, if you have sold 10 units of product, you can plan at least 20 unit, 25 unit, depending on how you're projecting your products are going to spike up in during the event. If for any reason, if you're not able to make sure your goods are in FC, that is Amazon Fulfillment Center, you can have, if you have active SellerFlex site, you can inbound those products in your SellerFlex site. And now let's say if you don't have both the option of Amazon Fulfillment Center and SellerFlex, the next channel will be going with the EasyShip. So you should make sure your products are in stock, they are available for the customer to purchase, and you have enough inventory to make sure you'll be able to do the business throughout the event. Now, apart from that, sellers who have already gone to FC and they have made sure they have registered to multiple clusters. Just to explain you, let's say you are based out of Bangalore and you have your stocks present in Amazon warehouses in Delhi also, Bombay also, Calcutta also. Make sure you send some of the top selling inventory in those clusters also. So that will help you have a delivery promise to the customer 1 day or 2 day. Next thing, just to support you, making sure you build up inventory in profitable way and in time. We have lot of seller reward points promotion active on the platform. Please do check on that. There are multiple types of seller rewards are going on. Right now we have starting from the pickup services Amazon is providing from your place to the warehouses. And if you're going for a new GST or for another cluster, we have a seller reward point. If you are inbounding certain specific ASINs into the FC, then also there are reward points. So please visit the seller reward points page and make use of it. In a nutshell, in a summary, if I have to say, make sure you have the right set of product listed in your account with enough inventory. Best possible channel is fulfillment by Amazon. Post that you can prioritize on EasyShip. Now let's move to next slide. Moving from inventory planning to deals. So let's sure we have made sure our inventory is in place. We have enough inventory in the best of the possible channel. What are the other avenues that we can do? So there's a properties called deals. So everyone would have come across on Amazon as either as a customer or a seller. There's a lot of some ASINs which are going on deal promotions, or there's a tabs like lightning deals and all. So what are those properties? So this is a properties to make sure your top selling ASINs or SKUs are visible to the customer at an attractive price. There is some push or a marketing that you're doing for your customers that they should go and buy these products in a certain time window. So these are the properties called deals. Now putting, I will just in next few slides I'll take you through what are the steps to configure the deals and what are the charges. First of all, configuring a deal on ASIN is a chargeable properties, and it is charged at 149 rupees per deal plus GST per day. So just there has been multiple questions in the previous webinar also. I will explain here how the charges are structured. Let's say if you're configuring a deal on one particular ASIN for a day, you will be charged close to 175 rupees inclusive of GST. And this will be chargeable irrespective of whether you are making any sale or 100 units of sale or 1000 units of sale. This is not charged on the quantity of sale. This is a fixed property. It's like you're putting somewhere some banner or some ads, and you're paying for that property. Now these deal properties can be configured from your own seller panel itself. Few steps will be like go to Seller Central, check on the advertising tabs, then deals, then select create new deals, select products and schedule deals, configure price and quantity, and submit. In next few slides we'll just show how it looks like. Yeah, Malvika, next slide. Yeah, so once you are on the deal page, you can select the products by searching for those ASINs which you want to configure. Once you have selected that products, then you can configure the time window. So just to make sure you cannot create a deal for the same day or next day, you will not get a slot. So you have to pre-plan your deal plan, and whatever the available slot in next upcoming weeks, you need to schedule on that. That is called schedule timing. Then moving on to next slide. Yeah, yeah. So now on the third thing that you will be putting, configuring the discount and quantity. So like you may have 100 or 1000 units of a product, but you'd like to put a deal on, let's say 10 unit or 20 units. So you have to fix your quantity. How much units? Okay, just I think, can you please go to previous slide of how to go for deal? Okay, Malik, can we go just quickly for first slide? Okay, and before that? Okay, so just we'll pause for a few seconds. So these are the charges. This is how the deal looks like. These are the steps in a summary how you can go for it. Okay, now go again. Go to slide number 2 in the deal. Next slide. Okay, so you will be seeing in this window, you won't be able to search configure deal on all the ASIN. There will be a limited set of ASINs only where you can configure the deals. Okay, so until unless your product is getting X amount of sale, that is decided by machine learning and algorithm at the back end. Okay, what will be the ideal quantity for getting the ASIN eligible for deal? So you will be seeing the tab called eligible products. So until unless your products are getting into the eligible products, you won't be able to configure deals. When your products are in eligible bucket, then only you will have the option to put a quantity and a price discount. Now in discount also there are certain guardrails, certain criterias, and there will be a minimum threshold that you need to match it up to configure the deal. Just to give you elaborate here more, let's say you are saying selling a product on 500 rupees, deal price, it can be at least you'll have to put it on a 475 rupees. If you put it 476 rupees, it will not go on deal. I'm just giving a hypothetical example. It can vary from 450, 430, 440. So and just to give you detail around it, how it is calculated, there are multiple factors involved, like how the product sale was in the previous days, how the GVs glance views are coming for those products, how many customers are viewing the products, and there are many factors involved. So what you need to make sure that whatever the recommended deal price is there, you beat that and you price it a bit lower. Now coming to the last button, that is the submit button. Once you have configured everything, deal quantity, deal price, timeline, you can see the preview of the deal, how the deals will look like 5% off or 10% discounted price cut will be there. Then the final step will be submit button. So once you submit this page, the deal will be configured, and on the particular day on which you have configured the deal, it will go live. Okay. So this is in summary deal properties is, and this is a very good property not only during the event days, even non-event days also. You can put for the top selling ASINs on deals, so that it can, if it's selling 10 units, it might sell 15 units, 20 units, and henceforth we'll have a more business opportunity. Now we'll move to next slide. Next properties is coupons. And a coupon is a go-to property for every seller. So this is a very simpler properties compared to deal, and this has a lot more access to you, and lot more, you can say, you can play with it, you can configure in a different way. There is no restriction, more or less there's no restriction on this which all license you can put it on coupons. So mostly all the ASINs are eligible for the coupons until unless some separation or some issues with the particular listing is there. So now I will go through, discuss first in the first part how to configure the coupon, and there are some questions which are asked during the webinar, during the Q&A chat box, what will be the ideal budget, how to go on that. So I will take on those questions also. Yeah, Malvika, next slide. Okay, so coupons, you can configure the coupons by going into advertising tab. You will find the coupon tab. Very simple, very easily you will be able to find it this page. Then there is a video also there which will explain you how to configure the coupon. And that same thing I will summarize here. How to get started with coupons, add products to your coupon, set your discount, schedule coupon, and submit it. Let's move to next slide. Okay, so when you are on this page, you can search for any SKU, or you can search via whether your SKU or ASIN. And it will start popping it up. Then you select the SKU and it select add to coupon. It's as simple as that. आपने coupon के page पे गए, ASIN को search किया, उसको अपने coupon add to coupon tab के साथ add किया. Now when you move to next step, there are two ways through which you can configure the coupon. One is like you can have a discount of, hello, am I audible now? Hello. Yeah, so once you are on the next page, you can have option of configuring on the percentage wise and or a price wise. Percentage wise, like if the product is 500 rupees, you can have a 5% off, or you can have a straight away 50 rupees off. Okay, I'll go a bit slow here. So once you are on the coupon page, you can have an option of two things. Either you can have a percentage off or a fixed amount off that you can see from the second box. Now let's say if you have configured 5% off, it will shown as a 5% off. If you have a 50 rupees off, it will be a 50 rupees off. So you have either of the both the option that you can select. For low ASP products, if your product is, let's say, below 500, it's a good practice to keep a price off like 25 rupees or 30 rupees. So that will make sense. If you if it's a very high ASP product, let's say 10,000 or 5,000 rupees product, you can have a 10% off or 5% off or 15% off. So both the way it works, or either way also you can switch it. It varies from seller to seller. Some products, some sellers find help or greater success in first model, or some find it in a second model. Let's move to next slide. Okay, just hold on, Malvika. Here one thing that I think is a budget thing. Now you have to put a budget also. Let's say whether you want, how much amount you want to let go into budget, be it 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, or 10,000 rupees. So I will take a live example on this. Let's say we have a product which is priced at 500 rupees. and we have put a discount, let's say 50 rupees off on as a coupon, and here we have put a budget of 1000 rupees. So that means you are giving in every coupon which is getting claimed, you are giving 50 rupees away. So for a 1000 rupees budget, you can give it 20 coupons. So that means post the 1000 rupees budget is exhausted, coupon will get disabled. So it is a good practice to put as many budget, as much possible budget you can put, because the budget will be getting utilized only when somebody is claiming the coupon. If you are not claiming the coupon, just hold on a minute. Malvi, can you confirm if I'm audible?
Yes, Ashish, you're audible. For the sellers who are not able to hear, I think they'll have to quit and rejoin because I'm able to hear you. For the sellers who cannot hear, there might be internet connection from your end or some issue from your end. Request you to please check that first and then let us know, because from our end everything is working fine. Ashish, you can continue.
Sure. As I was saying, how you budget is structured. So let's say if you have a 1000 rupees budget and a 50 rupees per coupon claim charge, so you can run coupon till 20. So here you can see you are paying a customer only when you are getting a sale. So there is no harm in keeping the budget as high as possible, or whatever you think it's how much units you want to sell through the coupon. So you should, the only thing is the risk is that you should not keep a lower budget in coupon. Don't put it like 100 rupees, 50 rupees or 200 rupees for 4 units. So don't put it, because what will happen, even if the campaign or coupon is running successfully, uh, uh, even if the campaign is running successfully, then also you will be missing out on the coupon success. Now the second question is this rupees 1000 rupees will get deducted from your account? No, it is not like that. So as I told you, take an example of 500 rupees. So let's say if you are selling a product on a 500, which your selling price is 500, and if you are selling with a coupon, is effective price is 450 rupees. So whatever the sales you're generating, it will be at a 450 rupees. It will not be like Amazon is going to charge 50 rupees per, no, because you're generating the sale at a 450 rupees rather than generating a sale at a 500 rupees. So overall, what you have done, your regular selling price, you are keeping 500, that you have reduced it to 450. But you have not just gone there and changed that. No, what you have done, you have configured the same thing with a coupon. And as a customer, until unless he select the coupon and do the checkout, then only he can get a discounted price. If he will not tick the coupon button on, he will get the product at the 500 rupees. So it's like, so again, there was one more question. What is the benefit of coupon to seller and buyer? So this is a property is beneficial for both sellers and buyer. I will cover in the last part. Let's go to next slide. Yeah, Malika, let's move to next slide. So once you have, like, it will look like save 100 rupees off, and you have a start date and end date. Let's say you start to run the coupon from here right today till 30th of September or 30th of October. You can put it here, and now continue to create coupon, and this is the final how it will looks like. Okay, now coming to the final question, so that how coupon is useful in driving the sales, driving the discoverability, making you stand out from the other listings and else material. First is creating coupon is the simplest way compared to deal, and it has a much more larger base of ASINs that you can configure. You don't have to pay anything incremental for having a coupon like subscription charges or pay per click charges. No. For coupon, you will be only giving away the discount only when you are getting the sale. If you are not getting the sale, there is no charges. So that's why also coupon is a property which makes it self-sustainable. You don't have to invest extra things. Now, for coming to the buyer side, so buyer will make your product will be able to be distinct from the products which are having coupon or non-coupon. The multiple regions are there. So coupon is only you will be able to find the coupon when you are at the product display page, and which is the last page. There you have options. So what happens as a customer, we browse through the multiple products, but many times we don't purchase it. because of XYZ reason there can be. But when there is a 5% coupon is there, so it will be enticing to you, or it will be encouraging the customer to make a purchase, because you're getting 5% extra off or 10% extra off. So it will create more conversion. That is one thing when he is landing on the display page. Second is Amazon is having a multiple event in and around coupon, and during the Diwali festivals and the event that we are going to witness, there are dedicated pages, dedicated seller communication, customer communications across TV commercials and all, where we will be highlighting the customers. We have so many products on coupons, and if your products are there on the coupon, then there's a high chances you will also be able to utilize its benefit. Okay, now let's move to next part. So in the paucity of time, I will bridge all the question in a single frame. Now the last part is the advertising, which is commonly in Amazon we call it the sponsored ads or sponsored advertising. Let's move to next part. Next slide. Also, sponsored ads is like if you're searching for a product and it is coming up in the first few searches. This is being done because of sponsored products. So to give you a simple flavor, if you're a bedsheet seller and you are putting a keyword as a bedsheet in your sponsored campaign and winning the bid, that particular amount that is being put for a keyword, so your products will be visible as the top of the search. And it varies for each of the product, each of the category, and during the day, whatever the point of time it is there, the bid ratio will change. So the this is the way to drive organic traffic, inorganic traffic. When the customer is looking for a product, and you might not be the top seller or best seller or the best ratings and all, but you want to push your listings or the new created listings on the top of the searches. So that you can do through the sponsored ads. Let's move to next slide. Okay, so here we have tried to make it short, and what are the key benefits of a sponsored ad? So one is like product discoverability. You will customer will be able to find your product easily compared to if he's searching for organically searching for your product. Just to give you an example, let's say for a bedsheet we have millions of listings. So how you can make sure your product customer sees it? So this you can do only and only by sponsored products, by searching for the sponsored products. Now targeted searches. It is only, so let's say if you have put a campaign for a bedsheet, it will not be shown for a, let's say example for refrigerator. So for refrigerator campaign will be shown to refrigerator customers who are searching for refrigerator. Similar for bedsheet, cushion covers. So whatever, it's not like a generic anybody will be able to see. So people who are looking for those products, they only be able to see the product. Product visibility, definitely, yeah, it will make you stand out from the so many competitors products and competitor listings on the platform. Last part that has multiple questions on this, the costing, how you will be charged on the sponsored ads. So sponsored ads you will be charged only if somebody is clicking on your ad. If nobody is clicking on your ad, you will be charged nothing, 0 rupees. There is no charge. If somebody is clicking on your ads, then there will be 5 to 50, 100, whatever it can go as much as the bid value. So which takes into account how your competition is bidding and how much traffic is there and which product you are bidding. So just to give you example, if you are bidding for a word bedsheet, it might have a higher cost per click. If you are having a product, let's say tablecloth, it might have a lower cost per click, because the nature of the product and the competition involved, it defines the cost per click thing. And there are multiple other factors are also involved. Please refer to Seller Central. We have a detailed calculation and metrics how these things come up. But for simplicity, for simple understanding, you will be charged only somebody is clicking on your product. Now let's go to next slide. Yeah, Malvika, we can move to next slide. For new seller, you can find this tab where we have advertising tab, and the first thing is like create a campaign. For new seller, you can find some free credits which is credited in your account. It can vary from 2,000, 3,000 free credits. That means if you create, if you spend up to that limit, there won't be any charge. But this is only for the new sellers who have never used this advertising. If you have already used the advertising, I don't see there won't be any additional budget. So please make a note of it. But do keep checking these tabs, because there are multiple times Amazon promotes certain seller reward points and certain specific campaign related additional input. Next slide. So now the few things which will be helpful, and if you're not aware of while configuring the campaign, you should keep in mind. Make sure daily budget you are putting it for a campaign. It should never, you should never go out of budget. So going out of budget and making sure you are not getting out of budget, I will explain it in a short. So let's say if you have a daily budget of 1,000 rupees, and there are a lot of clicks has happened, and say you have exhausted this 1,000 rupees, so your campaign will get paused. That means you are running your campaign in entire day for a few hours, or maybe 4 hours, 6 hours. So that is not a good customer experience, and it will not give you better return on investment. You should make sure you run your campaign throughout the day, because the customers visit at a multiple point. Somebody will visit Amazon on morning, some evening, some afternoon. So you should make sure you should never go out of budget. And during the event, please make sure when we will have a Diwali event, you make sure you never go out of budget. Whatever the budget you are configuring, either increase the budget or lower the bid. Now coming to second part, increase the bid amount to the suggested bid to win. And there are certain questions on how to know what bids to be done. So in Amazon, you can see this thing within your campaign manager. There is a suggested bid option is there. For each keyword, Amazon has a suggestion like 4 rupees to 6 rupees, 5 rupees, 7 rupees. Based on your judgment, you can select whether you want to bid it at 4 rupees or 6 rupees. It's entirely up to you. But automatic suggestion will be provided in the campaign manager. Now two things are there. The third point is very important at this point of time, is like putting the multiple keywords in your campaign manager as well as in your catalog listing. So when whatever the listing that you have created in Seller Central, you can go and edit listing and put search keywords, and you can put as many as 200 words, 200 words in the keywords. And this is very important. Let's say for if I'm selling let's say fan. So if you put keywords like rotating fan, some fan with this much power, this much ratings and all, so there's a high chance that this will come organically in the searches. You don't have to put extra budget, or you don't have to put additional money in a sponsored ads. And even if you put money, more money in addition in a sponsored ad, it will have a better ROI or return on investment, because there are organic search keywords also incorporated as a part of listing. Now the last and the most important point is like you should make sure your campaign is running before event and during event and after event. So most of the people mistakes like only when there's an event, then only we will do the advertising. No, you should do the advertising before starting of the event, during the event, and post the event also, because there are a lot of customers coming to see the offers during the before the event also, and customer traffic will be going up. So you should be present at all the three phases of the event. That's all from my side. I think that we have concluded the presentation. What I will do next, I will just take few questions, open questions, which are common across the cohort, and I will try to address. So we will be sharing these slide links from Seller Central to your mailbox post this presentation. So Malvika will be sharing you as a part of feedback. So you can go and revisit the entire presentation as per your pace. Then there's a question, no deals found for your search query. So as I told you, your ASIN will have to cross the eligibility set. So not all the and basically newly created ASINs will not be, will never be eligible. So until unless they run through some sale and some GV from the glance view from the customer, you will be eligible. What is benefit we have should discuss? Is this the coupon FOC right of how will be the visibility of coupon compared to campaign manager? So I would like to address this thing, how as a good, let's say if I am a seller, what is the, how I should plan my thing? I should, so what I will do, first make sure my inventory is in place in best of the fulfillment channel. Then for my top selling inventory, I will have some sponsored ad budget. I will put some sponsored budget for those ASINs. I will put keywords and bidding for those ASINs or SKU, and I will make sure those ASINs are either on deal or on coupon. So why I'm saying that? Let's say if some customer is coming on the Amazon, first he needs to make sure he finds your product. How he will find the product? He will search for the product and then he will find your product. So for making sure this happens, you should be using a sponsored ad for sure. Sponsored is the most important tool that every seller should use. It may be you have some budget constraint and all, make it match in such a way that you using for some ASINs at least, if not for every ASIN. So you will be putting money on a sponsored ad in discoverability. Once the customer had discovered the product, then there's I'm on your product display page. Now what I should do? मेरे को क्या करना चाहिए? तो मैं आपका ऑफर देखूंगा, फिर परचेज करूंगा, नहीं करूंगा. In case I'm not purchasing, there are can be multiple reasons. I'm finding your price is not good. I'm not getting it faster to me. So as a seller, what I should do? I should put some coupon, some attractive benefit to the customer, like 5% off, 10% off, 20% off. So I'll make my own. Okay, I'm getting 20% off. Now I should make a purchase. So this way, coupon and sponsored ad both will work together. They will never work in isolation. They will not never work separately. अकेले अकेले काम नहीं होगा. आपको करना है तो दोनों को साथ में ब्रिज करके करना पड़ेगा. Does applying coupons improve our listing? No. Listing has to be organic. So listings consists of product images, product title, search keyword. So coupon is for conversion at the last step. So if your products are getting good customer views that you can see from your business report, then coupon will be more effective. It will not create your listing, improve your listing. Yeah, so somebody is asking for the brand like Borosil. So Borosil is one of the top search brand and sale and a business backward brand. So this brand sell a lot during the event for industrial supplies. So somebody is asking for FBA creation shipping plan, category head display not conversions to heavy and bulky. Okay, so for those things you can write to seller support and ask them to get it converted. We have a mechanism to troubleshoot those issues. So in keyword, you in campaign manager, you have the option to search for the keywords. Basis your product listing, there will be some organic recommendation, and there will be something that you can create on your own, whatever you want to see it is going to work. So there's some question, he's doing a sponsored ad, some campaign also, then still he's not getting the sale. So what I will suggest for everyone who is doing everything right, so please download your business report, which you can find on homepage reports, business reports, and see for how all your listings are working, which ASINs are getting good views, which ASINs are not good views. Check for the prices, how your prices are there. Check prices of your competitor, how someone else is selling those products. Are you price competitive? Check how much delivery time you need to deliver those products. Are you taking more time than your competitor? Why you are taking? Are you in easy shape? Are you in self shape? So that you need to check. So if you so the basics will remain the same. You need to deliver the product to the customer at the fastest speed, at a best price, at the cheapest price, and your product should be discoverable to the customer. If you do these three things, you will be successful on Amazon. Is coupon offer visible on listing or while making purchase? Yes. So if you have enabled the coupon at a product display page, you can see it will be visible. It will be seen as a coupon, 5% off, 10% off. You can right away go and check for the coupon, which all products coupon is enabled. What is ASIN? ASIN, I think, yeah. So Dipti has replied on this part. So in a very short period, how to manage the budget? So budget is a dynamic thing. You need to keep a hold on it, particularly during the event. You need to keep checking every 2 hours, 3 hours how budgets how your spend is going on. So what will happen in normal days? It may be 500 is sufficient for throughout the day, but during the event days it might be even 2000 will become insufficient. So you make sure you keep checking during the event, and even 2 hours, every 2 hours or 3 hours, and even non event days you should at least check twice or thrice for any campaign you have enabled, how your campaign is working throughout the day. Does coupon work without buy box? So if there are multiple offers are there, still so coupon will be applicable. So let's say there are multiple offers are there and you are not winning the buy box. That is a very common scenario. It can happen for the top brands if you're selling. So the best part for the coupon is if you have enabled the coupon, you will be charged only on your sellout, not on your competitor. So it will work even without buy box. So the entire logic will remain intact. So I think we have already crossed the time. So if there is any more question, please shoot it right away. Else we'll be wrapping it up in next 2 minutes. So there's a last question. I think there's somebody who is facing some issue with the deal error. So I think Pooja, please reach out to seller support. We with the clear cut ask that you are facing this error on this particular SKU. So there can be multiple reason why there is error. It can be pricing, quantity, or even the seller is in on the is in which you are trying to configure the deal, and even which all days you are going to configure. So please reach out to seller support with details. Then again, some Shuddin is asking some brand is in infringement cases. So you can take this up with the seller performance team with the detailed plan of action, and you are on the brand authority on the product ownership, that you are owner of the products, and highlighting the same that you can highlight. Yeah, so that has been replied there. I think that's all from our side. So all the best for the upcoming sale event. Make sure you keep your inventory closer to the customer, and your prices are as sharp as possible, and wish you a very successful event days. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Malvika.
Thank you so much, Ashish and Deepti, for taking your time off and addressing the sellers today. It was a good session. With that, like Ashish rightly said, you will all be receiving a follow-up email with the recorded session of the webinar and also the PPT that you all can go through a little later on. With that, thank you for attending today's session. It was great training you all, and I wish you all have a good day going forward.